up and try again.
Hey everybody, we're gonna do some examples now. Yay! Alright, so our examples are we need to sketch an isosceles right triangle. Well, remember, an isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two or more sides that are the same length. So the isosceles tells me about the side lengths, but the right tells me that I need an angle that's 90 degrees. So I'm going to start with a 90-degree angle.
You're a little bit out.
I know that it's 90 degrees because I've told you it is, but now I need two sides that are going to be actually the same length. So the two sides that are the same length are going to be, well, can it be this side where it's extra long? No, that side's always going to be the longest. So the two sides that are going to be the same length is this side and this side. These are called tick marks, and they basically tell you, hey, this side and this side are the same length. So this will be your isosceles right triangle. Number 2 says sketch an isosceles obtuse triangle. So you need an angle that's bigger than 90 degrees. So I like to always draw it like a rooftop. This angle is bigger than 90 degrees. Now, if I need to make two sides that are going to be the same length because it's an isosceles, which tells me about the side lengths, it obviously can't be this one that's across from the obtuse angle. So it has to be these other two. So here's my two congruent sides. All right, number 3. We have this weird and interesting lines and shapes going on. They give us a couple things. Let's see, we have this triangle here, B, which has two sides that are the same length. You have this triangle A that has two sides that are the same length. They do not tell us that line CE and this line are, actually those are angles. So they don't tell us this line and this line's parallel. We don't know if it is. But they do tell us that angle X is 50 degrees. So let's label that. This one is 50 degrees. We know that angle Y is 76 degrees. And so from there, we can start to figure out what the angles, all the other angles are. Well, let's see. We know that this is an isosceles triangle. So the cool thing about an isosceles triangle is the two angles that are opposite those acute or those congruent, sides, the ones that are opposite it, so this one and this one, are going to be the same degrees because they're this opposite the same length. So B, angle B, is 76 degrees, and that's because of the isosceles triangle. Now, if we keep talking about this triangle, if I know that this one is 76 degrees and this angle is 76 degrees, can you tell me angle A? Well, yeah, 76 plus 76 plus angle A will add up to, what does the angles of a triangle add up to? 180. Yay, very good. Okay, so if we start to calculate this out, 76 and 76 is 152. Did I add that correctly? I think so. And if I subtract 152 from both sides of the equation, I will end up with A equaling, if I borrow, 28 degrees. Does that seem reasonable? It's an acute angle, so that seems about right. So the measure of angle A is 28 degrees. So we've got A, we got B. What else do we need? Well, I have this as 76. I have this as 50 degrees. And then I'm missing angle D. What do I know about angle X, D, and B? They're supplementary. Okay, but they're three angles, but they all add up to 180. So I need D to help us add up to 180. So I have 50 plus 76 plus D, and these all add up to 180. So if we start to solve this, 50 and 76 is 126 plus D. And if I subtract the 126 from both sides of the equation, whoops, I will end up with D equaling 54. So the measure of angle D is 54 degrees. Let's see. Measure of angle D equals 54 degrees. And we have one last one. Well, actually, we have two more angles, C and E. And the cool part about C and E is they are, again, opposite isosceles sides of a triangle. So what do we know about C and E since they're the opposite angles in the isosceles triangle? we know that they're equal. So we have angle C is equal to angle E. So let's just call them C for now, since they're both C. And my new equation is going to be C, plus, because they're the same, plus 54 is equal to 180. Why? Because the angles of a triangle add up to 180. Hey, Gabe, are we still on the screen here?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So
No.
I need to figure out what C is. Subtract 54 from both sides of the equation. And 180 minus 54 leaves us with 126. But I have C plus C, and C plus C is 2C. Divide by 2, and I end up with C is equal to 63 degrees. All right, let's throw that one in here. One last answer and measure of angle C is 63 degrees. Well, wait a minute. If I know the measure of angle C, what else do I know? If C is 63 degrees, what does that tell us about E? The measure of angle E is also 63 degrees. Okay, and now I have all of my answers for these different angles. All right, thanks for listening.